The horror genre is one of the most overcrowded genres out there in the gaming market. There are so many different types of horror games, from first-person perspectives or third-person. But every once in a while we do see something a bit special pop up. Something that takes us completely by surprise. That's exactly how I felt when I saw Bad Cheese for the first time. It's a game that takes a deep dive into childhood trauma and the world of abuse. Rather than putting all of its eggs into the graphical styling basket, it's something that actually has a deeper story. Granted, yes, the graphical style may be the reason why you wanted to check out Bad Cheese in the first place. It feels a little bit like something that Meat Canyon would create, and I appreciate it for that. Or you may look at it and think that it looks like public domain Steamboat Willie slop. But at the end of the day, while its gameplay isn't exactly groundbreaking by any means, it does do a fantastic job of diving deeper into the reality of trauma. Trauma comes in all shapes and sizes, and it's not something that can be completely expressed in the world of interactive media. The game itself is fairly fun to play through, but it also is meant to make you feel uncomfortable. There's a lot of tediousness to Bad Cheese. But at the end of the day, that's what trauma is really all about, reliving the same horrible memories over and over again. With a runtime of roughly 2 to 3 hours, Bad Cheese is a shorter experience, but it's also one that'll resonate for a surprising number of people. Combat is slightly sloppy and hit detection can be a little bit iffy at times, but if you're looking to experience something unlike anything you've ever played before, this is actually a genuinely great choice. But what makes me think that? Well, outside of the generalized Steamboat Willie rubberhose animation style, Bad Cheese is a game all about trauma and viewing it through the eyes of a child. I think that solo developer Simon Lukasik did a fantastic job of bringing that genuine terror and horror that our main character experiences to life. It's not a game that's meant to be fun to play. I mean, it could be a little bit more fun to play in all honesty, but it's a game that's meant to make you feel uncomfortable and uneasy and make you feel gross while you're playing it. It's a passion project through and through. Just like games like Rat Shaker, where the objective is shaking a rat, Bad Cheese lets you do some pretty weird and out there things. Our main character is a chubby little mouse, and his father utilizes that to his advantage. There are snacks left throughout the house, and granted it is humorous to watch our main character demolish them like a fat kid loves cake, but at the end of the day it's meant to prove something. It's meant to show how some people use the idea of food to cope with trauma, and his generalized appearance shows that. The body horror that's also on display in Bad Cheese is also incredibly done. Every time you walk into a new room, you never know what you're going to expect, and you're going to see some sort of weird, messed up amalgamation of eldritch horror and everything in between. The first time that I saw the dad character, I was sick to my stomach. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I wouldn't exactly say that Bad Cheese is a quote-unquote fun game to play. There are some issues with hit detection and things feeling a little bit sloppy. But if you're willing to look past some of those flaws, you're going to find something that is deeply personal to the developer. It's a fantastic game when it comes to showing off the reality of what trauma can do to somebody. It shows how their world is completely changed and manipulated, and how they can appear to themselves and others. For that alone, I think that Bad Cheese is worth a playthrough, or even at least a watch. Because really, when it comes down to it, it's an interesting concept. It's a strange concept, to be completely upfront and honest, but it's also an interesting one. Does it really benefit from having the Steamboat Willie style? Not really, but it gets people talking. It's also a great way to take something that we all know and love, such as classical animation, and turn it into something grotesque and terrifying and disgusting. Pair that with some actually genuinely great sound design and horrifying music that's going to be stuck in your brain for as long as you can remember, and you've got something that is going to stick with you for quite some time. I do hope that if there's some form of a sequel to Bad Cheese, some of the gameplay elements are refined a bit further. But as it stands, I would say that this is definitely an impact. The main reason why is because it does an absolutely phenomenal job of detailing how that trauma can affect every person and how everything just appears a little bit different for everyone. Just like real life, you never know what somebody's going through, and Bad Cheese does a good job of bringing that to the front and center. Looking at some of the Steam reviews as I'm currently sitting here recording this, I see some people saying that it's not a fun game to play through, and it's how it's meant to represent how a child may view abuse. And for that, I think it's a perfect impact. I think that's exactly what Simon was going for. To make a game that doesn't exactly play the greatest, but something that is going to stick in your mind and in your heart and in your soul, just like how that trauma that you would experience does.